The House out on Netflix. It's one of those movies which make me really happy that Netflix actually exists because despite pumping out a lot of shitty shows and movies on a daily basis, they do occasionally create something really interesting as well. Something that otherwise I think would have real trouble securing funding. So, Netflix allows creators to really take risks and try out their stuff. In this case, I think that's true because the movie is not only a stop motion animation, which in itself is the type of project which isn't really popular with general audiences. But on top of that, it's also not a single linear story, it's an anthology of three different stories, which share one single common element in them, the titular house. The first story is about a family of four accepting an offer from a mysterious architect who offers to build them a new house, a lavish new mansion, on the condition that they have to move into it and start living there immediately. And when they do, it quickly turns out that there is something creepy and sinister going on. There are workers constantly changing the layout of the house, constantly working on it, and the parents seem to be put under a spell. The second story features an anthropomorphic mouse who's a contractor who's renovating a similarly looking house in order to then sell it to the highest bidder. But first he has problems with bug infestation, and then a pair of weird tenants just decide to move in and stay without paying. And the third and final story is about an anthropomorphic cat this time around, who is now the owner of this house, which seems to be the only thing left still standing above surface of the water after a giant flood. She's hoping to get enough money together to renovate the house, but the rising water level, along with her troublesome tenants, may prevent her from doing that before it's too late. Now, all these three stories are quite weird, and they have this sort of creepy vibe. Maybe the third one less so, but the first two definitely. It's an animation for adults, and I think it mainly works by creating an atmosphere rather than a simple plot-driven narrative. The animation style is very unique, but I thought quite beautiful. The handmade dolls and models are all just very well made and animated in a way that a lot of the times makes you forget that this is actually stop motion. What I also wanted to say is that for an anthology, this one is surprisingly even. Usually, in art like this, you'll have stronger and weaker parts of episodes of such collections, but all three episodes here are roughly the same quality. Crucially, though, each of them is good at something different, something very specific that it is trying to do. The first one is an unsettling horror fairy tale, the second one an exercise in anxiety and stress, and the third one, I think, because this one is most difficult to read, the third one I thought was about learning to let go, to move on from things, to say goodbye. And yeah, I don't think it's for everyone because it's unusual enough that I can see some people being turned off right away. But if you like trying out new stuff and are open-minded in terms of movies, do check this one out.